What's going on, folks? Bulldog community, how everybody doing? Hope everybody's safe out there in this evil day. You know, we don't celebrate these days. We don't celebrate none of these holidays, hell days, or none of that oppressive days. We just bulldog all year round and educate people. While other people spend their time going back and forth like a show, like a TV show. We just sit back and bulldog and take care of our hounds all year. You know, we don't celebrate. We don't condone no dry snitching on this. We don't want to even keep it going back and forth. I don't want to go out no dog man. I want to educate dog man. I point it out, but we're not gonna go back and forth. We're not gonna waste our time fighting each other like Pelican Bay and them folks on the west coast. Our dogs don't need that negative publicity, man. Our dogs have enough negative publicity going around that we really don't need. You know what I mean? No more of it. We don't need people to go back and forth, and we definitely don't need nobody bringing no negative light to our dogs. Leave all the raids and all that shit out of it, man. We don't need that. The worst predators are the people trying to lock all the dog men up. These people, I'm not talking about there's a lot of people that, first thing you can't do is do drugs and dogs. If a lot of things are illegal in today's society, controlled by the most criminals, by the biggest criminals, let's say that. So a lot of things are illegal. So you gotta pick and choose your poison and navigate around. I don't condone no illegal dog activity. I don't own or use or raise or breed any of my dogs for any illegal activity. But I don't condone all those people arresting people and giving people 100 years and harassing dog owners because they play with their food. If you arrest dog people for fighting their dogs, you gotta arrest every fucking body that works at KFC, everybody that works at fucking McDonald's, everybody that works at Wendy's, every fast food restaurant, every fucking food restaurant chain. You would have to arrest them. Cause they're eating that shit and they waste a lot of animals. They waste a lot of food. You ever go to McDonald's, Wendy's after hours, Popeyes, they throw away a lot of food. That's a lot of animals dead for no reason. Nobody made a profit off of it. Nobody did anything off of it. So for you guys to arrest dog fighting people, you guys are like just fucking predators. Something wrong with you guys. You guys are the ones that you guys need to get investigated and checked. Because you're trying to put other people, other humans in jail for playing with their food and their animals that they're paying for. They're not going out hurting nobody and going out arresting people and going out fucking and robbing anybody. They're playing with their own food, their own money. They're doing their own thing. Most of the times it's in private quarters. A lot of police and a lot of investigators got to go out their way to go find these people. You're doing too much to harass people. You need to be checked because something's wrong with you. You'd rather put another person in jail for playing with their food with their own money. It just doesn't make sense. You would have to lock up every fast food chain and every restaurant owner in the world. Anybody. And I'm not saying I don't screen that vegan shit. I like eating meat. If I can pay for it and I can play with it, it's my shit. Leave me the fuck alone. But we're not gonna have that here. We're not gonna go back and forth on that. So you won't see no Pelican Bay stuff here. You won't see, I understand what Buck City's going at. He going at the man, but sometimes you kicking the dead horse and you just giving his name more light and giving his name. What's going on, Janice? How you doing? 349-64349. What's going on with you? So, we just gonna talk about dog stuff. Now, the dog game, like I said, I don't see nothing. I don't own, bred, or sell any of my animals for any illegal activity. What's up, Luz? ¿Cómo está, nena? ¿Cómo está, Janice? But how y'all doing? But I don't sell, condone, or breed any of my animals for any of that. But I don't go after any men that do. That's their business. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, the people that are doing it, you just gotta watch the extra illegal activities. You gotta watch the hustling. Don't have no guns, no illegal work where your dogs is at. Don't give them no reason to make it about the dogs. Because they'll go fuck with you about drugs, and then because the news will make it it'll make better news, or they'll get they'll start sending money, donations. They'll make it about the dogs. So you can't mix the street life and that. Can't do it. Leave that for the squares, And you can't make the spots jump off spots every night, every weekend. You got to hit different spots for the hunts and the walks. When you take your dogs to walk around the block, you gotta change the spots up. Can't be smoking blunts all crazy outside the house, outside the spot. Can't have cars, can't have niggas hanging around. You got to have that shit low key. Change spots up. Thank you, Luce. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Hit the like button. Yeah, that's Buckus. He'll be in the shows this year coming up. He got about 30 points in the ADBA confirmations. I only brought him out a couple times. And he'll have a good year this year. He should make champion this year, hopefully, if the judges are nice to me. Anytime, Luce Paranz Harris. 447. What's going on? Thank you. Anytime. Yeah, we don't celebrate the holiday, so I'm glad nobody said nothing about that here. We don't do that. We're only about personal success here. Personal liberty and personal success. And I like to teach about dogs, I'm a dog breeder. And I like to teach about my dogs. And I watch the YouTubes a lot. And you see a lot of people giving good content. The guy, the Mexican boy, what's his name? Out west, Schoolboy, he does good content. A couple other motherfuckers have been giving good content. Thanks everybody for hitting the like button. But then you have these people that like turn dog news into like Jerry Springer shit or that VH1 bullshit, drama shit. This ain't about drama, man. These are real dogs. I'm not selling my cats. Nah, don't sell your cats. I know how people are with their cats. They love them. I got a neighbor down the street that takes care of all the wild cats. Sometimes it's a nuisance. Sometimes you hear the foxes catching them, though. Some people say it's the cats mating, but nah, sometimes I hear the fox catching their asses. Or the coyotes catching their asses when it's a lot of them. But anyway, back to the news. Let's get back to dog talk news. Now, we can't be out here going back and forth at each other. That's an ugly look. You know what I mean? And if somebody is out here working for them folks, uh, you know, some of them folks, you can't pick sides. You can't. No. What I'm saying is, them folks that are bringing a bad light to these dogs, you gotta stop it, man. All for likes, all for the views. It's not cool, man. Everything it ain't for the likes. You don't want to bring a bad image to our dogs for likes, because they already got a fucking steamrolling on our dogs. They already got the motherfucking whole thing steamrolling against our dogs. So we gotta protect them by any means necessary. Now let's get back to real dog talk. Let's talk about show weight and hunting weight. Show weight and hunting weight are two different weights. Now, when you have your dog in a show weight, you want him to look like he's ready to hunt. You see Buckets right there? He looks like he's ready to hunt. He got the nice shoulders. He got the stomach. He got the 6-pack. He got the 20-pack, for real, for real. He got the back end real tight. He got the M in the back. He's real, real strong right here. Now, for a hunt, he would have to be dried out a little bit. So for a hunt, just say right there, he's around 44 pounds, 45 pounds. For a hunt, he gotta be around 42 to 43. And we gotta dry him out a little bit more. Do you understand? Because that water, by drying him out, I mean, get with your older folks to explain that to you. Or get with me privately and I'll break it down to you how you dry a dog out. But it helps you out with running hot and overheating while you're in the hunt. Because when you're hunting, you're working at full blast. You're working at full blast. So you're running at full blast. So when you're hunting, if your dog is too wet, he'll tend to dry hot. He'll tend to run hot. It just happens. You can let somebody break it down to you more scientifically, but that's the science behind that. And it is true. Your dog will run hot if he's too wet. So when you're at the show, yeah, you want his skin to bounce back immediately. Bang. Hit the like button. Anybody like anything that I say, hit the like button. You know what I mean? But if he's too wet, he's going to dry out. He's going to run hot real quick in the middle of the hunt. Around 10, 15, shit. Some dogs run hot 10, 15 minutes into the hunt. Other dogs run hot 8 minutes into the hunt. It depends. I see you tomorrow. I have to go. I wish I didn't. Okay, Luce. Well, hit me up, man. You have any questions about anything I said, just hit my inbox up. We can talk about it. Have a good day, Luz Speranza. Have a good one, man. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Have a good, blessed day. No, not that blessed. Have a great, positive day. We don't say those words neither. We don't do those word play that everybody does. We don't celebrate those evil holidays, and we don't use the curse wordplay. But to continue what I was saying is, yeah, you gotta prevent the dog from running hot, so you gotta dry him out a little bit. And that's how it could be a matter of 1 or 2 pounds. Every dog's different. Every dog, you got to have you got to run the experiments at home and try to see on a pre-keep how dry he can be without losing any power. And you don't want him to lose any power. You don't want him to get weak while he's running, while you're drying him out, or you try to bring him down to his lowest pounds. So all that is a science. There's a science. Never buy loose. Always see you tomorrow. See you later, or talk to you later, ma. All right. Hit the like button, and I'll talk to you later, loose. But yeah, you got to dry them out so they won't run hot in the hunts. And to get a dog ready for a hunt, this is something I want to talk to you guys. It's a lot that gets done. It's a lot of medical. It's a lot of nutritional. And it's a lot of time, and time is money. When we are getting these dogs prepared for a hunt, it's a lot of time and money put into it. Everything is by schedule. And everything, you have to do everything repeatedly. It's like boxing. You got to hit the bag every fucking day. You got to do this every day. It's consistency and it keeps what really counts. Now, if that's what you want to look at, player, that's what you into, no crazy, freaky shit around here. This is all about learning about hounds, If you want to do anything, hit the like button, buddy. We don't do that bestiality stuff around here. Katia Lucius. Hope you ain't lose Speranza Harris doing that. Like I said, you gotta get them down, them hounds properly. Get the weight right also. I see a lot of people bringing their dogs heavy. And if you get the right people, experienced dogmen, all you're gonna do is have a bigger dog on top of you, leaning on you, and that's a bigger hog, and it's gonna hurt you in the 20-minute mark. Size and weight hurts you in around the 20-minute mark. So the only person that can get away with a lot of good stuff like that would be a dog like Zebo that had a great equalizer. Unless you have a great equalizer, you want everything to be basically equal and the same. And you see how he is. He got his shoulders poking out. He got the abs. He's down nice right here. And he's still strong. But I would say he's about a pound or 2 from drying out from going to a walk. Right now, he can almost go to a show. That's show weight. But for a hunt weight, I would say take a pound or 2 off of him. You understand what I'm saying? I would have to sit down and look and check it all out. But when you have all that time and when you're going for a hunt, that's a lot of time and money. It takes over your whole day. It consumes your whole week, your whole month. If you have a 6-week keep, them 6 weeks is consumed by you and that dog, by getting him ready. Nutrition, working, massages. Make sure he's okay. So when y'all do that and y'all set up a forfeit, you gotta start honoring these forfeits. And if you can't pay the forfeit, don't make it so high. You know what I'm saying? Lewis, lousy jawbone. That dog is epitome of health. Maybe you gotta get your eyes checked. Lewis jawbone. What you use? Your jaw just used to run mouth all the damn time and talk. Use your mouth. Use your jawbone for something else. If you don't know what you're saying, no ignorant comments, please. You don't know what the hell you talking about. That dog's healthier than anything in your house or anything you own. That dog can run on the treadmill for 2 hours. He eats the best food. He eats better food than you eat. So, like I said, y'all motherfuckers don't know what y'all talking about. Jawbone. So yeah, some jawbone guy talking bad about this dog. That dog's buckets. He got 30 points. I only showed him for like 3 shows and he won first place in every one of them. Ain't nothing unhealthy about him. That's how a bulldog is supposed to look like. Anything other than that, they're not healthy. He is the epitome of health. Like I said, there's a lot of police on here. They're not idiots that don't know what they're talking about. They like to talk crazy. Like I said, they're the sick people. They're the ones you gotta be sick. The ones that come on somebody's live or somebody's YouTube and just starts talking crazy. That's a sickness. That's a predator thing. Probably pedophiles. You understand what I'm saying? You know all the fucking police and all the motherfucking governments and all them, they all weird ass people, got weird ass fetishes. And they like to comment on everybody's post. You gotta watch those types. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, so yeah, when you have a date, when you schedule a show or a hunt, and you say it's 6 to 8 weeks, and you make and you schedule the date, and you put together a forfeit, you gotta honor that forfeit. You understand me? You gotta hide it. I mean, you gotta honor that forfeit. So don't make it so high. I know some of the pots, motherfuckers. That's one thing I've seen a lot too. People betting 50,000, 100,000 on hunts. To you police people, that's what excites you, because you guys are not taxing that money, and you guys are born haters. Like I said, I don't condone anything illegal, and I don't breed or own any of my animals for any illegal activity. So I can talk my shit. But a lot of your police people get mad because these people don't live check to check. A lot of the dog people are exceptional people. What you want to call this, or that, and want to charge them and make them look bad on the news and call them the most disgusted people and make them and call them the most dangerous people. And if they do this to an animal, they'll do this. Imagine what they'll do. Look what you're doing to them. Look what you're trying to do in the media and the masses. You guys are trying to convince people these are the worst people. But you ever been to dog shows? The vehicles don't look trashy. You got Winnebagos, you got motherfucking RVs. You got people spending about $1,500 about 8 times a year on dog shows. Do you have money to do that? You people, you police people, you SPCA, you tree hugger people, do you have the money to go somewhere 8, 10 times a year where you spend $1,500? Do you have money to gamble 50,000, 100,000? Nah, you don't do that, right? You can't do that. That's what like stars or wealthy people do. So a lot of you fucking SPCA and police people, what, are jealous of these people that they can gamble $50,000 and you guys are living check to check. A lot of those people are tree huggers or people who are trying to arrest people for dogs. They're living check to check. They're mad, so they try to discredit, make a person look bad. No, I think something's wrong with you, that you come out of your life, out of your way, to try and arrest a man for playing with his food. The hypocrisy of that. You got all these food restaurant chains, all these food chains, all these restaurants, all these commercials about eating animals. But if a motherfucker can afford to play with his food and gamble with his food, you guys want to lock him up. No, that's the person that's succeeding in society. So the person that is not succeeding in society is trying to arrest the person that's succeeding in society because they're succeeding, they're playing with their food. You guys are the sickos. You guys are the weirdos. And y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. Them people in the dog communities, they can spend $1,500 a weekend. They can gamble $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. You guys can't. So who's succeeding in life and who isn't? And then a lot of times it's racial. I know a lot of people. That's why I said don't mix drugs and guns with dogs. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of it has to do with the skin color. If you have another skin color and you got a lot of dogs, don't have no drugs over there. They try to demonize people with dogs. And if you fuck up with your housing or you don't clean your shit up, they'll demonize you and make you look bad. When in fact, they're the ones you gotta look bad. They're hiding behind a crooked ass system, locking people up that are way more impressive than they are. These are people that can play with their food and not suffer, and they're not living check to check. A lot of people that are arresting these folks are living check to check. They're not succeeding in life. They feel better by locking men up, other men up. Their life sucks so bad, they feel better by locking another man up for playing with his food. If a person is financially stable enough to play with his food, why are you mad at him? Go arrest every McDonald's and every motherfucking Wendy's and all that shit. All those fancy restaurants. You guys not making sense, man. That's what I'm saying, doesn't make sense. Now, I understand the drugs. I used to hustle. I used to sell drugs, so I know. Yeah, you know, I fucked up a lot of homes. I fucked up my home. So I won't hustle no more. I'm against it. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck the streets. Fuck the streets. But police ain't no better. Tree huggers are the worst type of people in the world because they want to lock a human up for an animal. The fuck kind of bullshit is that? If a mother, like I said, if I can afford to have 1 million animals in my zoo, that's my fucking business with my animals. It's my house, my animals. If I go to eat at McDonald's, it's my food, my money. So why can I eat at McDonald's, but I can't play with my own animals and my own food, and I got money to gamble on it? It shit just don't sound. It's all about control, about taxing and control. That's what it's all about. But anyway, back to this shit. Now, if you have a forfeit, don't make that forfeit so high and so big that you can't pay it. And if you change any motherfucking address, or if you change the time, the location, if some things are best understood and don't have to be said. You understand what I'm saying? Some things that don't have to be said that are understood, especially if you've been around a long time, if you've been around somebody, if you work with somebody for a long time, Some things you guys don't have to say to each other. You just know it. Hit the like button. Anybody passing through, just hit the like button. I'm dropping knowledge on these dogs. So we know that the gambling spot, if the hunting spot, if we meet up every Sunday at the gambling spot and we gamble 1 o'clock every Sunday. Now that me and you gonna gamble, we been at the gambling spot. We know we seen other niggas gamble at 1 o'clock. So when it's me and your turn, don't change that to a whole different time. If you change the time or the location, that's forfeit. Now we can't continue our conversation until after the forfeit is paid. I don't want to hear nothing about another day. I don't want to hear about another time. I don't want to hear about another wait. Now, if you did it like a couple weeks, a month in the middle of the joint, like, yo, man, something happened. The spot got, you know what I mean, gotta get changed, blah, blah, blah. That's understandable. Shit happens. But if it's close to the day of the motherfucking party, or the day up, like we about to hop in a van and go check the freaks out, and y'all change the motherfucking tail sign, you gotta pay that fit. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta pay that fit before any other conversations. Motherfuckers trying to be slick. I know they say there's no honor amongst thieves, but come on, man. At some days, you gotta separate the bullshit from the bullshit, man. Some days you gotta stand for something, be a man, I don't know. Have some morals, something, god damn it. At some point, you gotta be able to stand on something. Can't be a piece of shit your whole life. So pay those fits, man. Before anything can conversate, anything we can continue, you gotta pay those fits. And I know complicity. A lot of people get comfortable because they be having it their way. Now, I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. But a lot of y'all motherfuckers ain't, even though a lot of y'all been through a lot, and y'all just got that fucking mentality because you had a lot of your way. Man, listen, you always gotta tighten up. Them big shows ain't it, man. You ain't gonna have 30 thorough motherfuckers in the room. I've been in rooms and been 40, 50 motherfuckers. That night, shit went smoothly, so I guess it's... But you don't know if anybody in the 40 or 50 motherfuckers wasn't right. You don't know. Everything went smoothly, but we don't know if they all right. You get it? So you got to shorten them joints up, man. Even a small show might have somebody that ain't right. So just check up on all your folks and make sure the folks is right, man. And if you have a doubt about somebody, fuck it, don't invite them to the show. Cut it out. You know what I mean? The big shows is over. The times for the big shows. Pat, cut it out. Cut it out. Come on, boys, cut it out. Pat, come on. Yeah, the time for them big shows is over. Gotta have small ones now. Stop, boy. Cut it out. Ain't nothing out there. Cut it out. It's all about that safe landing. You gotta have a safe landing. Stop. Cut it out, boy. You gotta have a safe takeoff and a safe landing, if you see what I'm saying. And like I said, man, I enjoy a lot of the YouTube shows. I know a lot of times y'all run out of shit to talk about, but one of y'all stop dry snitching, and the other one stop picking on that snitch, man. Talk about some other shit. Don't spend your energy on that nigga, man. You know what I mean? Spend your energy talk on some, you know what I mean? Talk about something positive, your magazine or something like that. And I see everybody's trying to sell puppies. That's what a lot of the beef out there on YouTube land, Facebook land is for puppy sales. Everybody's trying, and a lot of people got good paperwork. They're selling dogs with pretty ass pets. And they try to charge a lot. The market is crowded right now. Ain't that much room for selling $2,500, $3,500 dogs unless, I mean, them folks is out there catching hogs with nice purses, you know what I mean? Generation after generation after generation, 4 or 5 generations of catching hogs at big purses. And then, the streets will talk. Then you can, then you can afford it. People are paying whatever to have it. For real, for real. If you have a run like that, if you just working on percentages like Garner, he's selling the dogs for a lot of money, and his percentages are low. There's kennels right now out here with regular folks, but they're naming like generations, 4 or 5 generations, with dogs in every litter. More than half the litter were good. The dogs are working, and dogs will have a good catch record. And you ain't got to breed 100 or 1,000 of them to get. You just there's ones in every litter, 4 or 5 in every litter that are good with no names next to them, regular names. You know what I mean? Regular folks in the streets. So if you know, yeah. And motherfuckers make a name for themselves, and motherfuckers will pay whatever they got, whatever they want for them. They'll pay $2,500. They'll pay $5,000. I seen some people pay $7,500 for a fucking. It was 14 months old. No. The dog was like 17 months old. It was a bitch. I seen it with my own eyes. 2021. The bitch looked good. Her name was Spider. The bitch looked really good. The bitch was sold a couple weeks later after I seen her for $7,500. They turned around, made 15 stacks on her off of a hunt in like a couple minutes. So, like I said, sometimes you got breeders that's on a different level. I see motherfucker pay $9,000 and motherfucker quit in like a minute. I seen a dog for free. Motherfucker get a dog for free. And won 4 times with him. Caught 4 hogs with him. For him. So the money don't got nothing to do with it. But it's whatever you gonna make somebody pay, and whatever somebody gonna pay for. Like the man, I got my first champion star for free. She turned out to be a 4-time winner. I had a whole line off of her. You understand what I'm saying? Money don't matter sometimes. Or it just depends on the right place at the right time. Don't grind a motherfucker up for selling this dog for cheap, or for a motherfucker for buying for cheap. He could have got a diamond for cheap. I used to, my boy Scrappy had a dog off of Mr. off of Vice Grips Poncho. And when I first bred him, I ain't give a fuck. I bred him to 2 bitches. And I sold them puppies for $150. I sold 2 litters in like 3 days. Then a year and a half later, I'm selling a pup off of him, a 12-month-old pup off of him for $1,500. The price is the price. I gave a female up for $150 to a guy. That pup in turn bred that female, and he got his first champion off that dog. So he got a dog, and he started breeding a dog likewise, and got a couple dogs off that dog. Started a line, basically, for $150. That motherfucker went and bought some curs from what's that kennel? Fuck. Joni's dog. They bought dogs off of Joni for $2,500. I think they bought a brother and sister for $5,000. What's the fuck in their kennel's name? I forget their kennel's name. But anyway, Tatanka. They went to Tatanka and bought 2 dogs for $5,000. And a $150 dog had that joint jumping the joint in 20 minutes. So like I said, it's all about the price, man. If a motherfucker selling dogs for $150 and a motherfucker's willing to pay for it, yeah. If a motherfucker selling a dog for $500 and a motherfucker's willing to pay for it, yeah. If somebody gives you, if you ain't trying to sell a dog and a motherfucker, your price was $7,000, that's what happened. You see what I'm saying? So it depends on how bad a motherfucker wants the dog. For real. Pat. I bought Pat from Lacefield for a stack. I ain't selling Pat for shit. He's sitting on the couch. He sleeps in the bed. You can give me $1 million. I ain't selling Pat. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I got a couple sons off of him. You might be able to get one of them. So prices, it depends. You're going to play yourself if you talk about what other people are paying. Everybody's worried about what the other man's doing too much. That's like the tree hugger syndrome. Micromanage everybody, what they doing. If a motherfucker right now want to sell a dog for $300, let him sell a dog for $300. That's less than motherfucking transporter. You understand? That's less than transportation fee. So it's whatever a motherfucker act like, man. Whatever a motherfucker want to do, man. Okay? How they want to pay. And if you have a forfeit, honor the game, man. It's late in life. To all you young folks and all you old folks. Man, make it a habit to honor shit. Stop being slick all the damn time. Especially with other grown folks. It's just not manly do. It's not what men do. Is try to get over on another man. especially when you putting shit on it. You know what I mean? So if you got to pay the fit, keep it moving. Don't be slick about it. And don't knock the next man just cause, you know what I mean, he's selling shit. That's like that block mentality. Like a motherfucker will be hustling and they mad because the other guy got bags his size for cheaper. He'll get mad. Cause he said he tried to take his customers or whatever. Everybody want to control what everybody else is doing. If it's a competition, honor the rules and compete. You can still compete without being a piece of shit. You understand? And if a motherfucker want to play with his food, you mind your business. If a motherfucker got enough money to bet on his food, mind your business. Especially if you only got money to dress up and go out for the weekend, and then you're broke to the next check, you're not succeeding in life. So how you gonna try to get on a person because they succeed in life and they to the point where they playing with their food? Leave that men alone. That's been shit going on since the beginning of time. Who the fuck are you that's been born in the last 50, 60, 70 years, whatever, within the last 100 years, you want to change the game up and lock people up for something that's been going on way before you? Man, cut that shit the fuck out. I don't understand this shit. And I don't understand how the people, up to the point where I'm doing everything legal. I got a fucking 9 to 5. I got a marijuana license. I got show dogs. I got a company. So I'm doing everything legit. So I can talk my shit. So I get back and sit back and get to analyze shit now and see how ridiculous it is. Plus, I had a lot of time to analyze and see how shit is. The laws is fucking hypocritical, fucking bullshit, money orientated, feminine orientated. The fuck these and we as people are letting this shit go by. Remember, it's we the people of the United States. We the people. Not the police the people, the government the people, we the people. And we allow these people to make all these stupid ass laws and lock people up for stupid shit, for playing with their food, for having pets in the backyard. Just because you don't like how they have their pets, you get to lock somebody up. How did that ever start? You can't come in somebody's property and lock them out how they're doing their thing. First of all, people are supposed to have a right to life and liberty in your own home. Life and liberty in your own home. It's in the amendments. It's in the Constitution. I don't knock on your door and you sucking something off that you ain't supposed to do. Doing something fucking you ain't supposed to do. All them people that's working for the forces, services, police. Imagine if everybody gets a knock on your door and you do some dumb ass shit and investigate your weird ass. This shit crazy. For the shit that you're doing, you let a lot of shit go then when you start realizing how stupid this shit is. The only laws that people should get arrested for if it's hurting children, hurting women, or hurting old men, old people, period. If you come in my property, I'm supposed to defend it how I defend it. If you attack me, I'm supposed to be able to defend myself. Now, If a woman's beating you with a stick, you're supposed to, subdue her or whatever, restrain her. If she's getting off on you, you gotta protect yourself. But I mean abusive, aggravated type shit. And people that rob people. Thieves. People that steal. They're the worst type of people. That's who you fuck with. A motherfucker got enough money to play with his food and gamble more than your house and your whole fucking bank account. What the fuck? That's not, shit don't even sound right. You get to lock him up because you say he's doing cruelty to this. But he gets to, he's raised that shit, he fed that shit, he got enough money to do whatever the fuck we want with his shit. That's his shit. That means you go to McDonald's and lock up the nigga, the little female, the pretty female, or the dude that sold you that burger. Or lock Ronald McDonald up for killing the cow and he feeding it to y'all. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Lock up the bull for killing all those chickens and feeding it to y'all. They're eating it. And a lot of times they wasting all that food. Hey, shit don't make sense, man. Shit don't make sense. This United States is fucking crazy. But it's the people letting the fucking law people get away with this nonsense. We letting them dumbass people get away with that dumb shit. Because people don't vote, people don't do anything. They let whoever get in office. Man, in my area, they let a motherfucking tranny get in as a local mayor or whatever the fuck. Like because people not paying attention. And the only ones that are paying attention are people with problems. Look, mental issues. So you let all these people with these hidden agendas and hidden problems join the detectives, the feds, the armed forces, and they get to lock up people that are more advanced financially than they are. People that don't bother nobody, don't lock people up. That's a sign of predatory behavior. You're a prey on somebody. Doing all that investigation, checking people's backgrounds, checking cameras, that's predatory investigation behavior. So all those law enforcement people, they're predators. You gotta watch those people. That's what I'm saying. We let the predators control the game. Look who's in office. All these predator weirdo ass people doing weirdo ass parties. They're in office. We're letting all the weirdo motherfuckers go behind the law and fix the game against the regular people. And they get to make the words up, oh, these people are horrific people, terrible people. But you sit your whole time preying on people for playing with their food. I don't get it. This shit's crazy. If it's my food, I get to fucking raise it, feed it in my house and all that shit, and I got enough money to play with it. What the fuck do you got in your business to do with the you understand what I'm saying? I understand the drugs and all that. But the way y'all doing it is not right. It's bullshit. The way y'all doing it is bullshit. Cut that shit the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, we're men. The common sense is common sense. And I know a lot of who watching the YouTube are the motherfucking people, some type of people. So I'm speaking for everybody, for the dog folks and them. Cut that shit out. Spend your time better, something to do. Like I gotta talk to you like a big brother or some shit. Yeah, cut that dumbass shit out. You guys are wasting all this time locking people up for 100 years for fucking dogs on chains. Man, get the fuck out of here. That bullshit's going on out here. And then the bull on YouTube, I'm not gonna say his name again, he wanna expose shit like that. That shit's not cool. Cause you got a whole bunch of weirdo people locking people up for a whole bunch of time, and you're glorifying it on YouTube, and you're trying to say it's for the young bulls not to do. I get what you're trying to say, how you can spin it, but that's what everybody's trying to say. Not right now, man, because the shit's hot right now, and you just making it even worse, bringing that shit to the light. There's always other ways to do it. to go around and schooling people. Like I said, you don't have work and hounds at the same spot. And you don't walk them hounds where you live. Never walk them hounds where you live. You understand me? You never, ever, ever walk them hounds where you live at. Now, it's too hot. I'm old now, so I can't really. If I was young, if I was in my 20s, yeah, I'd probably be around the game again. Because when I was in my 20s, I was in the game. And like Vic's cousin said, they asked him, would you do it all over again? He said, in a heartbeat, I would do it all over again. That was the best time of my life. But the only thing I wouldn't do would be the hustling. I wouldn't be hustling no more. I would never hustle. If I could do it all over again, like that State Property song, if I could do it all again, I wouldn't hustle. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Yeah, I wouldn't hustle. But I would do dogs. Now I'm too old. I did too much time. I did about 14 years of my life behind bars for hustling, getting money, rumbling junk cases for that shit, for them hounds. So I ain't got it in me no more. So, but if it was back in the day, hell yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit. You gotta watch these weirdos or have enough money to pay. Don't be cheap on that, because at the end of the day, it's all about money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. Money can get you out of a lot of shit. You hear me? Money can get you out of a lot of situations. So you know what I mean? Sometimes a lot of lawyers, in some areas they're just racist. A lot of lawyers, a lot of DAs flat out are racist. Don't get it fucked up. So down south in all them areas, them old wizards is waiting to hang y'all motherfuckers. But I know up here, I don't know about the other level, but I know the local level. If you got enough bread, you can get out of shit. You know what I mean? They got the right lawyers that know the DA, and the DA's an asshole. But a lot of these DAs, they just want to make a name for themselves. But if you pay a lawyer $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000 and you get a good deal, that most likely that DA, he got a good piece of the deal. So if you got enough money, some spots you can get out of it. Don't be cheap. Don't be stupid and go to trial. Pay that money, make somebody happy, and do a couple years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But especially if you got drugs involved, you gotta take a deal. Like, I know sometimes the warrants is fucked up, but a lot of these counties and a lot of these states, they won't follow the law just for the arrest, just so they won't make their DA look bad and the police look bad. The police could be fucking up all the affidavits he wants in the world, and the DAs and the judges sign the most crooked ass fucking warrants in the world. But the judges, they have a rule sometimes that they won't go against each other. That's in them little smaller counties. little smaller counties, and like southern states are like that. But if you find them in the big cities, the judge is more about money. Now, the smaller counties, if you're one of those criminals that they know you've been raised up in there and you made some type of relationships with DAs through streets, or if you went to school with them, then you know the money might help you out. I seen a motherfucker pay, or sometimes if they want you, it's over. Cause I seen a motherfucker pay $40,000, and he paid it to the lawyer to help Beanie Siegel beat a shooting case, some Italian guy. So he paid fucking, I think 40,000, and then he paid like 80,000, and he still got like 100 years. So sometimes, you know, it does. And if you're gonna pay that much money, you got to have lawyers from that county and that courthouse. Don't bring in no lawyer from fucking West Bumblefuck to this small county. Don't bring a big city lawyer to a small county and think you're gonna win. If you want to pay off, or if you try to make a deal with money involved, because just to keep it a bean, if you're paying more than $10,000, $15,000, or even in a small county, if you're paying $10,000, $15,000, at least $5,000 is going to the DA, or a couple thousand might go to the judge and the DA. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna split some money up. That's what they're gonna do. So if you get the feds, you got to have big money. You know what I'm saying, for that. And if you're in a small county, and if you got money to play with, you got to have more than like 15, 20, 25, 30, $50,000, and you got to know who's who. If you don't know who's who, you might lose all that money. But if you know who's who, if you grew up around them neighborhoods, you know, if you've been in the county a couple times, you got to talk to different lawyers, and you've seen different motherfuckers beat different cases, you might be able to pay off, you know, because some lawyers are hot sometimes. If you ever notice how they do with the lawyers, they'll bring in a good young lawyer. He used to be a DA, or they'll bring in a good lawyer out of nowhere, and he's somebody's son or whatever, and they'll be the hot lawyer at the time. And so he's beating all the cases. He's new. So he's the one beating all the cases. That's who you go after. But if you gotta get him early, because if you get him like after he establishes himself, he'll sell you out. Once they get on, they'll win all the cases because they gotta follow the law, and it's a good lawyer with a big name. And then once he gets established, 4 or 5 years into it, probably like after 5 years into it, he'll start selling you out, and he'll pick and choose. You understand what I'm saying? But if you get a young one that's on the scene and he's charging $10,000, $15,000, pay that money, because that's how you gonna get out. And just, you gotta go to the law library and pick out all the fucking problems, you know, all the fuck ups in the affidavit, everything they did wrong. You gotta go and find all the laws and all the case laws and present it to him. Because if you don't know, a lot of lawyers hate for people to know anything. They hate to know. They hate you to know what is going on. Because that means they got to work more. So when you start finding all the bullshit in the law library, and you give it to your lawyer, and he's one of the good ones that's killing everything, he'll start knocking years off. And you know if you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong. So take that deal. Don't try to be stupid, and take it to trial. Just try to get the best deal you can get. Hit the like button, subscribe. Get the best deal you can get by by checking your points. So what the crime carries on your points. And don't get played. Don't let them scare you with stacking. They'll stack him. You can't You just can't. They can't keep stacking felony and felony over top and top. That's what you know. And now, just try to knock it down and get the best deal. Sometimes if the shit's all wrong, you might, in some counties with the right money, you might beat it all. They don't make you plead guilty to a misdemeanor or give you time served, and you go home with a little bit of probation or something. If you got the right money. And you have to know the law. You have to know a little bit of law. And if you don't know nothing, they gonna play you. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you do when you try to teach the young boys about. If you want to teach the young boys not to get caught up, that's how you break it down to them. You don't expose their shit, expose their name, and put the whole case out on the fucking news. That's not what you do. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? That is, what's going on, partner? That is Turtle Buster Red Boy Buck Dog. He's a Turtle Buster Buckus dog. He's bred and owned by Keep Coming Kennels. He is a Turtle Buster Red Boy Buckus dog. Beautiful motherfucker. Thank you. What's going on, Shelton? What's up, Tick? I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. But yeah. That's how you do that. With the right covered eyes, you might be able. Cause one thing I tell you, you don't want to take no shit like that to trial. Go looking out for the love. Thank you for the light. You don't want to take. I got nothing but Red Boy Jocko. Okay. Yeah, listen. You put that Turtle Buster on that Red Boy Jocko, man, them dogs is better than both of them. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? That shit just make a motherfucking hybrid vigor and they just act better. Try it one time if you got the boom or if you got the time. Mayday lining. Okay, you got that good Mayday shit. I had a couple Mayday dogs. So we got Red Boy Jocko and we got Mayday in the house. That's what's up. Hit the like button. But yeah, if you got enough money, you might be, and you know who's who. You know what I mean? You might be able to get out of that shit with a little light business, 3 years, 14 months, depending on your record. If it's the first time, you fuck around, get out in 30 days, 6 months if you know what you're doing with the right amount of money. You always gotta have bail and lawyer money. You got old school Jeep in the house, okay. What is it, Jeep Red Boy or Jeep Rascal? You understand what I'm saying? So that's how you help the young bulls out. You let them know how to navigate that shit to come home. Just like when we go on them hunts, Rascal, okay. Can't go wrong with Jeep Rascal. And Red Boy too. Shit, Red Boy Jocko good. I got some Boomerang too over here, you hear me? I got some Jeep Red Boy Turtle Buster off of Tramp and Tab, 2 different Jeep Red Boys and 2 different Turbo Busters, and I got a Boomerang, Boomerang Bolio Tombstone, and I got a top and bottom Boomerang dog off of Lacefield. I just made champ off of him in the shows, ADBA show. 14 months I made him a champ. You know what I mean? He want to hit everything in the show ring. But, and I got my Stompanato shit. So I like that Boomerang shit. That Jeep Boomerang will probably be nice. Yeah. But yes, that's how you stop that. You got to run with them joints. And don't go to trial. Because if you go to trial and you lose, they're going to sock the shit out of you. And by the time you come back on appeal, you're gonna do about 7 to 8 years old. 7 to 8 years, 10 years, 15. I gotta trip it up, Kobe. You understand? So, never keep work at the spot where you got your dogs at. And don't do dogs where you live at. And stay away from big shows. The weird jack shit, alright. You got that mixed with that Jeep, huh? I like more with the Boomerang and Arch Missy stuff. Hold on, folks. Bad folks. Bad folks. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back. But listen, yeah, you gotta have different bloodlines because that's how you keep from running into a wall. You know what I mean? You don't want to be kettle blind, and that's how you gotta build these dogs like a transformer. You know what I mean? That's how you get them. You can't just see a lot of these kennels say, "Oh, I like Red Boy." No. All right, so you just gonna have all Red Boy shit, or with this big fascination with Yellow John? Man, what the fuck? Who gives a fuck? That ain't the whole complete package. That's just an ingredient in the sauce. So what you gonna mix that Yellow John with? You gonna have pure Yellow John dogs? You stupid. That shit is about 30, 40 years ago. So you're going to run into a wall real quick with that shit. And the dogs is already going to start having deficiencies. So what you're going to start doing is they're going to start line breeding with other Yellow John bloodlines.
And that shit still needs an outcross. Look at that boy right there. That's Buckus. He comes from a real inbred Red Boy Jocko and a real inbred Buckus stuff. I bred him to my motherfucking Turtle Buster Mel Beast, and that motherfucker made something like that. Now that dog right there is a specimen. He is a specimen. And it's Turtle Buster, Red Boy, Jocko, Buck. So you got and I got a pure Turtle Buster line. I got some Bolio Tombstone, Red Boy, Jocko dogs. I got some Boomerang dogs. And I got some, Stompanato dogs. So you gotta have different sauce in your yard so you can put it together different ways. That's how you keep from running into a wall. You know what I mean? You gotta let them know, Tech. You gotta let them to carry on, Missy. To carry on, Missy. You gotta let them know, player. A lot of these people, they start arguing. Oh, Red Boy, this, Red. They sound stupid. And I'm gonna tell you, that shit started off as a joke. Motherfuckers at the bar, they had some Red Boy dogs. The motherfucker at the bar, they had some Eli dogs. And they just started talking that shit. They brought it out to light. But everybody knows you have to have both bloodlines to succeed. That's why all the old school dogmen had 3 lines of dogs, just like you do, Tech. You got to have your red and your blue, your red, white, and blue. You understand what I'm saying? That's how that old bullshit shit is. The alien Ghana shit. You got that red, white, and blue. They always had that mix. Kobe had that mix. He had 3. He had his red line, his dark line, and he had the mix. That's why they was mad at Kobe, because he was exposing a lot of the secrets of dogs. That's why you got all these weird stories about our dog's history. That's because the dog men back then, they didn't want nobody to know what they had. They hated. It's not like today that everybody likes the news and everybody likes the police. Back then, people didn't fuck with the police. They didn't fuck with like the UKC people and all that, because they knew what that shit would bring. They didn't fuck with the show type of shit. I didn't even fuck with the shows till when I was in my 20s, when I was doing dogs. Yes, sir. It take 2 to 3 to make some. Exactly. When I was doing my dog, I didn't like to show shit. I didn't like to show people. I was doing dogs. I didn't worry about no show people taking my dog to the show. I saw that as some old commercial ass shit. So that's how the old dog man used to see everybody. Everybody was competition. So they would lie about how the dog would be bred on purpose. They would say the dog would be mixed with terrier, with this and that on purpose. And the dumbass people that would write articles and the registries would take that shit and run with it. They would say that shit on purpose because they didn't want nobody to know what they had. Because they didn't fuck with the fucking industry. It was like the underground rappers versus the fucking the pop rappers. That's how it was back then. And now everybody saying stupid shit that our dogs are crossed with this and our dogs are crossed with that. No, the fuck, they're not. Our dogs are the original dogs of everything. Our dogs are the original dogs that created everything. They're still creating bloodlines now. Look how many bully bloodlines we've created now. That's how look at all these big ass Bully Coolers and all this Argentina Dogos and all these big ass dogs. They're from our dogs. Bull Mastiff, Bulldog, all from our dogs. Stompanato don't have Bulldog in him. American Bulldog in him. He has what created the American Bulldog in him. He is the original Bulldog. Our dogs are Bulldogs. I heard Tom Garner say some stupid ass shit. I see the Terrier. No, it ain't. It's because our dogs used to be so inbred. People would inbreed these bloodlines their whole lives and not tell nobody or not sell a puppy. Then when they would die, some of their friends would inbreed these dogs their whole lives. So you got thousands and thousands of years of inbreeding. You're going to get deformities. Deformities are dogs that look different. In a pit bull litter, you get a dog that looks like a greyhound, like a bulldog, like a bloodhound, like a terrier. It's not because they got all them dogs in it. It's because they produced and created all those dogs from years and years of inbreeding. Hundreds of years of inbreeding. And they create lines. Look at the Red Boy line. Look how inbred the Red Boy line is. Look how many different Red Boy strains they got. In the last 30, 40 years, look at the different strains of Red Boy dogs. Look how different Red Boy dogs look. And in the last 30, 40 years, them motherfuckers ain't adding no bullshit, no Jack Russell, no Patterdale, no fucking Bloodhound, none of that bullshit into their dogs. These dog people, in the last 40 years, in the last 100 years, people been gambling on them dogs hard. But they've been inbreeding and crossing them dogs within each other hard, and look how they changed. Look how big you got some 50-pound Red Boy dogs. You got some 32-pound Red Boy dogs. Ain't because they add some bullshit in them. It's all different strains of different crosses and different times of inbreeding and this. That's where it's from. Look from Kobe. Kobe kept all his dogs till he was old. Then his kids. We still got Kobe dogs now. Look how inbred those dogs are. You get what I'm trying to tell you? I don't know what you talking about, Tech, about Jeanette and all that. I'm in my bag right now. Don't disturb me. Don't disturb me. But yeah. Hit the like button. That's what y'all need to do. Our dogs is the ultimate game dogs. Ain't got no bullshit. People always say this nut ass shit. Stop listening to people. That's why they used to mislead people. It still happens today. When you take your dog to the woods and they ask you what you got. Hey, I got some backyard boogie. I got this. You ain't, unless you're really, really cool with them or you want to take the fun out, oh, I got this, I got that. You don't tell them what it is. After, you be like, yeah, that's off of my boy, blah, blah, blah. You get it? You never tell your competition what you running and all that. You never tell the outsiders what you run and all that. That's where all that bullshit came from. We gotta take it back to that. Any outsider ask about our dogs, you just tell them some bullshit. They don't need to know they don't need to know none of our lingo. Don't teach them nothing. I know a lot of people used to say SPCA people are all the tethering laws, but you get some people to be around some bulldogs and they say, nah, you need a chain. You can't put them dogs on a wire. They're gonna chew that wire up and be loose. They just want to make laws up for no fucking reason. That's why they never told them people anything. That's why they misled them. They didn't fuck with the law like everybody does these days. Like the streets, the police know everything because all the rat ass motherfuckers is telling them everything. It wasn't like that back then. Men raised their kids. The reason why it's not like that because a whole bunch of women are raising kids right now. But back then, when it was a whole family, a lot of families, the dads involved, they was taught not to snitch. Even motherfuckers that wasn't in the street didn't snitch. That was the first thing they taught people. Don't snitch. Hit the like button. What's up with it, William? Torres, what's up with you? Hit the like button. Yeah, man. But that's what's up. Good looking on the love, baby. But yeah, us bulldoggers did not give up the recipes. So stop believing these stories about that our dogs are crossed with this, and that. Because all the real old bulldoggers would tell you something different. Look at what Richard F. Stratton. Listen to Richard F. Stratton, damn it. Listen to Richard F. Stratton. He'll tell you. He got the motherfucking thing on his, he got the little picture. I got it in one of my books. I got the Richard F. Stratton book here. He got the whole picture of the diagram of the history of all the bulldogs, how it happened, in one of his books. It's just like today, you don't tell people who, nowadays, you know, it's even like basketball, the NBA is different. Everybody's friendly. So you might tell, they be like, what you got? Yeah, I got this, and that. Back then, I ain't say that shit. When I was in my bag in the woods, I would just say, I got some backyard boogie, some bullshit in the backyard, some, you know, I don't know, some shit my friend gave me. You know what I mean? That's what we would say. So remember that. We have the original dogs. And if you got Red Boy Jocko dogs, try Turtle Buster. I'm trying to tell you. If you got Buck dogs, try Turtle Buster. I'm trying to tell you. That's what that beautiful dog right there is. Everybody, keep scratching.